Hello, and welcome back to Dino Live, the show from Dino PC. Here at Dino, we have plenty to roar about, as we offer not only top quality customizable products, but also we are people. We're real people. We play games. We're lovely. We don't bite much. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Rach and I am your host for today. And over the next few weeks, I'll be interviewing top lads and lasses from the industry focused at helping you becoming a better PC gamer. Well, giving you the tools that you need. The skill part is kind of up to you, I'm afraid. So, guys, I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a bit of the lockdown blues today, but you know what? I mean, it's a good day to be a gamer, isn't it? You know, we've got plenty of video games to get us through. Here at Dino, obviously, we're all about customizing without compromise, and I think I've done this bit a bit too early because we have a guest. So I think we'll get the guest in first. So today's episode, we're talking all about esports. No, not actual sports, esports. But then, is esports an actual sport? This is what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're talking to Liam, who is an esports advocate and a PC gamer, and just an all round lovely person, really. So if you'd like to welcome Liam, I think he's all over here. Is he going to be over here? He is. Hi,
Hello.
Liam.
Hello.
Hi, pal. How are you doing today?
Very good. You're far too kind. Thank you very much for the intro.
Oh, just lovely person. I know. I can pick him. I have to be really honest, Liam. I'm having trouble seeing the YouTube chat, so I'm not sure if you can see them.
Yes, I can see
However, I
that,
can
yeah.
see. I can see Kong Nudge over on Twitch. Hi, Kong. Welcome in. And Dino PC are in the chat as always. So, Liam, welcome to the stream. Would you like to tell everyone about yourself?
Yes, thank you so much. So my name's Liam. I'm a lifelong PC gamer. Like it's been the thing that I spend most of my time doing, believe it or not. I kind of like got a massive collection of PCs. I customize them, play with them, and all that type of stuff. So I'm a massive, massive PC fan. Plus, I'm also a huge fan of esports, which is kind of quite nice because I like talking about it. And there is a little bit of education that needs to be done with esports, I think.
I think so.
A lot of people they think esports is something, which it is probably that thing, but they don't also like let in what it could be. Like it's a little bit of fear, but we'll deal with that. We'll come on to that. We'll get through some stuff.
Yeah, I'm very, very ready for my opinion on esports to be
Ooh.
rectified because I have a very, very like sort of narrow-minded opinion on them at the moment. I'm more of a casual sort of single player gamer anyway.
No, that's good. That's all good.
So I did make a bit of an error at the start there, and I was like, let's do the frames, let's do the frames. But no, I needed to wait until you were here because you do get an opinion, as well as all the lovely lads and lassies in the chat as well. Again, Dino PC is all about customization. You should be able to get what you want, how you want it, and for the price that you're somewhat okay with. So we're gonna reflect that by allowing you to change our overlay.
Okay.
Liam, you too. So we
Mm-hmm.
have three different overlays. As always, I've lovingly named them after three beloved games.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we have Ark, of course, set
Ta-da.
in like a heckin' dangerous jungle and all that.
Yeah.
Second of all, we have Turok, who has been fighting some dinosaurs. There's some like kind of scratches everywhere. This one won last week, last fortnight, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Fable, which won in our previous live stream, which
Yeah.
is all fantastical and fairy and fantasy, you know, all very different, but they appeal to different types of gamers. So, what are we thinking today? What are we having today, Liam?
It's a tough one because the longer the Fable one's on, the more I like it. Like
That's it,
I
right?
like
Okay.
this, but then I don't know if you can beat that. I think the turret frame is like the best.
Oh, I can see YouTube now. Hi, Virus on
Yay!
YouTube. I'm sorry. It took a while for it to come through for me for some reason.
That's all
And
right.
hi,
As long as
Gareth.
that's good. That's good. What does everyone else think though? Like I love this one personally, but you know everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
You can tell a lot about a person by which frame that they pick for the Dino live stream.
Yeah,
See,
no,
I used to be
exactly.
Team Fable, but now I think I'm Team Turok personally. Kong is saying Turok over on Twitch as well, so it's kind of two votes, three votes.
Yeah,
We feeling this?
I think Turok, personally,
Okay.
I think Turok, I think it's amazing.
Fantastic. Then we are sticking with this today. Thank you so much for your input, everyone.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
like I mentioned before, no, you're welcome. You are welcome, Liam. I mentioned before that today we're going to talk about esports. We sort of like skimmed the surface of that, so
Mhm.
we're gonna get to that in just a second. But we've got a little icebreaker because you and I are gamers. You know, we just love talking about games. So let's just break the ice with what's your go-to PC game at the minute? Like, what are you playing at the minute?
It's very difficult because I'm in a. It's a really hard time. So I'm a massive World of Warcraft fan, hence the T-shirt. And we'll talk about Warcraft actually.
Ooh.
So I'm a huge fan of that. But at the moment, the new game's coming out in the future in a month or so. So I am spending a lot of time on the PTR, like the public test realm, to like
Oh, you're
test stuff out.
spoiling it.
No, not. I'm not going for any of the story. That's all locked down. But I want to
Mhm.
know what I'm gonna play because every expansion I seem to change my mind and get some little bit of variations. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. But so I'd say that at the moment. Or the other thing I'm playing a lot of is a game called Crowfall, which is
Okay.
it's like it's a throne war simulator. It was like a Kickstarter project. It's really good fun.
Oh, cool. Oh, that sounds awesome.
What
Yeah.
about you? What are you
I'm all
playing?
for like supporting small companies. Me, let's see. PC game wise, I've been absolutely like cut me and I will bleed it obsessed with Among Us. It's an online competitive sort of team based game wherein there are 10 people and among them there are two imposters and the imposters have to try and kill the crewmates before they can finish all their tasks and I am obsessed with it. It's so funny.
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't played it. I've seen some interesting memes. I saw a TikTok actually, which was it was like how to win the game, and someone just opened up in chat saying, "Hey, how do you go through a vent like this player did?" And then they're
Yeah,
just
I've
like
seen
that player
that.
just get kicked out into space and they're gone.
Hey guys, why is my name in red?
Yeah,
Rolls
that's
eyes.
funny.
Oh hey Sir Crowell's over on YouTube. This is fancy seeing you here. Hello. Playing a bit of Hunt Showdown with WoW Classic and Among Us. Yes, more Among
Yes,
Us.
and WoW Classic.
Good to hear. Yeah, oh man, I had a little go on Classic, but I love retail. I live for like flying and everything.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, amazing. So, are we feeling nice and warmed up now?
Yeah, I
Ready to
feel
talk
good.
about esports?
Yeah, I've had to
So,
shut my door, so it's gonna get toasty in here, no doubt.
oh boy. Love me some esports. So, I think we'll start with a really easy one. What are we talking about when we say esports? Like, what is esports?
So esports is a lot of people. Well, esports actually stands for electronic sports. A lot of people think it's that, and it is actually that, which is good. So it's a lot of people. I don't know. I've spoken to some people, and they're like, "What is esports, and what does it actually mean?" But yeah, it's electronic sports, and it's kind of like a way to almost compete in different realms. So, for example, esports goes back to all the way like Pac-Man days. That's when like that could have technically been an esport in a
I
way,
guess, yeah.
because like there was competitions, there was tournaments for that type of stuff. So it's all about competitive gaming. And with esports, a lot of people think, "Oh, is it a real sport?" And we'll speak about that question later on. But like these teams who do esports, they have like professional coaches. They have they live in team houses. Like they have certain routines. Like they play between like 8 and 12 hours a day to compete in
Jeez.
esports. So it's like the modern day football in a way. It's pretty crazy, and it's growing and growing. And the thing is, as well, it really depends on the industry, because you can get esports in many different games. It's not just like first person shooting. It's not you can get it in MMOs, you can get it in real time strategy. Esports is everywhere. It's even in stuff like Hearthstone, like a card game, right? That is an esport. It's crazy. So it's
Yeah.
a massive industry. And I guess just to give you some facts in terms of how big it is, it's like well, it's estimated this year to be a $1.1 billion industry. So it's absolutely huge.
Which is like pretty big.
That's a ton of
I was
money.
gonna say, I was gonna say that's the same size as, and my brain stopped.
My
It's a ton
my
of
brain
money.
doesn't go past that money. So yeah, that's it's a lot. And again, just to give you another fact as well, that is absolutely
me.
insane, is you look at like Super Bowl as like how many people watch
Yes.
Super Bowl. Like it's a huge thing. Even in the UK, it's got bigger and bigger over the years, and people talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. You take part in like these big brands do their adverts and that type of stuff. It's a huge event. Now, just to let you know, esports is bigger than the Super Bowl because last year, 200 million people tuned in to the League of Legends final, which is
Just League of Legends.
just League of Legends. So absolutely massive. So it's a massive industry, and a lot of people don't realize how big it is. And when, I can remember saying to my parents when I was young, I was like, I'm going to be esports wasn't a thing then, but it's like, oh, I'm going to be like a pro gamer. And it's like, well, what do you play? And I'm like, oh, I play this game. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to be a pro gamer. Go get a real job. But now this is a real thing. Like it is. You can actually do it. So it's pretty insane. And there's a lot of people in chat saying that esports is huge. Esports is massive. It's massive.
Yeah, I want to talk to Gunface Gaming, who says I'm grinding my skills. What's your esports of choice, Gunface? Liam, if you were to go for an esports like category, what would you go for? Like for me, I would really like to get into Dark Souls PvP. I don't know how big that is in esports, but like how cool would it be just to be like #1 in the world at PvP, bro?
It's so good, isn't it? It's so good. I would say for me, like I wish I was a little bit better at it, but like I'm a huge fan of Overwatch, like first person shooters,
Okay.
like that hero based gameplay. I absolutely love, and I wish I was amazing at that. And that's just an incredible skill.
I guess you mainly like hear about esports being like team-based events as well. I feel like the real deal would be like being as part of a team where everyone was sort of incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, would you say that esports is a real sport then? I mean, if you just literally just compared it to the Super Bowl. So, but what is the dictionary definition of a sport though? It implies physical activity. Like,
no, definitely.
Whereas you think
touching a keyboard, what is that? Physical activity.
Moving your body.
It actually
is. This is my body. I'm moving it.
It actually is.
It does a keyboard like that. That's really cool. Yeah, no, I've never really thought about it like that. I've always just thought esports, the CS:GO.
No, it's absolutely huge. And like when you look at it from like a real sport, like there's a really interesting. I suggest everyone goes and watch this. It's a great little clip on. There's actually a TED talk of a doctor who actually manages esports teams at a university, and he actually does a bit on stage where he tells people all about esports and why it is a real sport. So, for example, when professional esports or gamers play, the amount of cortisol that your body produces is similar to what a NASCAR driver would experience. And what that chemical does, it's like the fight or flight response. So you get that, first of all. There is stuff like, depending on the game, your heart rate goes between 160 beats per minute to 180 beats per minute. That's when you're like exercising, do you know what I mean? And that happens when you're gaming. Absolutely. And it's even stuff like some gamers have like the reaction speeds of like world-class goalkeepers. So if you think about all of these things, they're going to add up into something incredible. Like one last one I will say is, have you ever seen someone play the piano and you just look at them and go, holy hell, how do they do that? Like, and again, that's the exact same thing. It's the same with movements. So in esports, there's something called APM, which stands for actions per minute. And you look at something like StarCraft, which is almost where the esports boom began. People were doing like 7 actions per second. And that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like they're doing it just like that. And for people to be able to do that with a mouse and keyboard, and they're not just pushing buttons, they're pushing the right buttons. It's insane. Then dealing with all the other stuff. You're looking at a mix of all of these other things like heart rate, like reaction speed, movement. This is why it's a real sport. Like it's so physical.
Yeah, and you can definitely see why like PC is the platform of choice. Like if they're doing that much, like you just can't do stuff that fast with a controller. And
Definitely not.
even on PC, you would need the right kind of equipment as well. Uh, which is why we're here today. You mentioned like StarCraft. I also heard you mention Pac-Man. So where did esports like where did it start? Would you say it was with StarCraft getting huge?
So there's actually there's a really good documentary on Netflix at the moment called High Score, and it actually takes it all
Oh,
the
I've
way
seen
back.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So it takes it all the way back to the origins, which is you look at like Pac-Man. That was when like almost the first gaming tournament was. But then,
Hmm.
for example, when it sort of became really big, it was actually in South Korea where it happened. And what happened? The government funded a lot of South Korea to increase their internet speeds. They invested a lot in their internet speeds. And then what happened with
Yeah.
that is gaming cafes turned up, so everyone could like come on and play and join in. And then what then happened is people would go into these cafes to play StarCraft, right? And then it was almost like people got a little bit of a kick out of watching these people play StarCraft. And then it was like, right, well, actually, this could be a thing. Like people could
Yeah.
start watching it. And then these tournaments started popping up when stuff like Twitch TV came out. You look at stuff like people run their own tournaments. It gets bigger and bigger. So I would say StarCraft 1 was almost the game that shot it, propelled it to where it is now. But then, you know, you've got esports like, have you ever seen like people do speed runs? Like,
I love
like
speedrun, yeah.
speed runs are amazing. Like, again, that is a sport. You know, they're
Yeah.
learning the map, they're doing it in a certain way, and they're competing with other people. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and it's I think the main thing to focus on is like not just anyone can do this. Like we all think we're good at games, but whoo, you're not that good, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. There's always a bigger fish. How
It's
do
so
you know?
true.
Like so say like especially with young people, like just coming out of school, sort of thinking about what they want to do with their life. Like what if they're like absolute god gamers, but mum and dad are like esports isn't real sport? Like how do you know, how would you recognize when someone could have a potential like millionaire future as a pro gamer?
The next ninja, you never know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because I think what you said a moment ago is completely right. Like, I think everyone likes to think they're good at games. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you play it to how you play it, you know. But if you go into a tournament with the like, if I went into an Overwatch tournament, let's say, and I think I'm good at Overwatch, I
Yeah.
would get absolutely dominated. Like, I would because I'm
Oh
not on
yeah.
that level. But there's a couple of things that I would sort of look out for. One would be definitely around reaction speeds. You know, when you're younger, your reaction speeds are a lot better, and they do
Yeah.
sort of dwindle as you get older and older. That's like a key thing, depending on the game. Like if you want to play stuff like CS:GO, for example,
Yeah.
or an FPS, reaction speed is like probably the number one thing, and that can improve. You can actually improve that. So with using some programs online, you can actually practice your reaction speeds to shooting.
Oh.
Some games have it built in, like Valorant, for example, has a training mode where targets pop up and you got to shoot them at the right time. So you can definitely practice it. So I would say if you're a youngster, let's say, and or if you have a kid who loves playing games and they've got good reaction speeds, that could be an early telltale sign. The other thing is as well, like I'll tell you a story. I went to get
Sure.
my hair cut 6 months ago. It was like before lockdown. And I remember sitting with my barber, and my barber was telling me, he's like, look, my kid's really good at Fortnite. And I was like, right, okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And he's like, he wants me to get him a PC. And I was like, you definitely should get him a PC. Like, if he thinks he's good and you think he's got what he takes, tell him to get a PC. But I said, what will happen is when you come to PC, it's like a reset. Because what
Yeah.
happens is console and PC is very different. You're going to come onto PC and get destroyed.
Yeah.
But it's where you learn, and it's where you're then going to master it. Because like people like Ninja, who of course is like almost like the number one Fortnite player, and made it big. He's done that through competitive play. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, I'm
amazing stuff.
thinking Shroud. I was watching some
Hmm.
Shroud the other day, and I'm just like blown away by the level that some of these people are playing. It's
It's
insane.
insane. It is insane. It's bonkers.
Quick hello to Joshua over on Facebook. I hope you're having a lovely day. And also, I saw Gareth on YouTube says, I want VR tournaments. Keep
That's
pushing.
that's the thing though, isn't it? Like you look at like VR, like look at Beat Saber, for example. Like
I do love Beat Saber.
that is physical. That is massively physical.
True.
like you got a sweat on after Beat Saber, so it's definitely could be a sport, no doubt.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm like, oh, I just want to go watch some hacking video games now. Look what you've done. So let's transition. Let's now talk about, so now we know what esports is, what it takes to succeed pretty much. Let's look at how we can help people succeed, getting the right kit to be able to compete
Hmm.
in esports, or even just find out, if you've got what it takes,
Hmm.
or just like you can have fun along the way as well, of course. So what type of system would you need to get into esports?
It really depends because it depends on the type of game you want to play. Like what I would say, if you want to get into it and you want to practice becoming like a professional gamer or something you want to move into in the future, like just getting a PC is almost the first thing. I then look at stuff like, because for example, if I cast my mind back, like when I had a PC, like when I was a youngster and I had a PC, like I was playing with
Was
like
it
rubbish graphics. You know what I mean? I was
was it
playing
a family PC? Was it a
yeah.
family PC?
It was like a tiny PC with
Oh,
like,
bless you.
it was nuts. And, I got kicked off when someone rang the phone and all this type of stuff. And,
Oh, man.
it's a thing. So it's kind of like a weird one. But I'd say get a PC is the first thing. But then I think one of the key things that is also important is the performance, because getting better frame rates on your games is a lot better. And the other thing is I would say this trumps graphics all down is definitely get a good monitor, because if you get a monitor that has better refresh rate, for example, you're going to see things before anyone else. There's a really good demo online actually where you can see versus frame rate.
Oh my goodness.
It's insane. You can see people
never
like a
thought of
meter
that.
ahead. Yeah, it's bonkers. So yeah, that's
Oh
a
my
massive
so
thing, I'd say.
I have a 60 hertz monitor at the minute. I've been
Need to get
144,
144.
anyone?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No
Liam
doubt.
said I could do it.
Get a 144. It's worth it.
So I did hear you mention you would need something with quite a good amount of processing power. So would you, by any chance, have any recommendations in that sort of department?
Yeah, so like I'd say like processing power and graphics power is probably the key thing to look at, because if you've got those in there, you're going to get a much better interaction and much better gameplay. And I'm going to tell you something that's going to maybe get some of you excited, because there's some cool stuff you can get too. So, for example, I was on Dino's website earlier on. I was having a look at some PCs. Like at the moment, if you pick up like a AMD processor, which is great, that's a great processor for gaming. And if you get like a graphics card as well, so a qualifying graphics card, you're actually going to get like 3 games. So if you're looking to get a PC to get into esports, or like first of all get into it or upgrade an existing one, just by doing that, you're actually going to get a load of free stuff. And it's not only the games that I'd say, like there's a couple of things that AMD are a little bit unique, I would say. They offer something called Adrenaline software. And this Adrenaline software almost allows you to tweak and adjust your settings and your processing power and graphics and that type of thing, which will put you ahead of the curve, essentially. Now, it is pretty complex, no doubt about it, but we have got like a little bit of a video to show you.
Oh, that's great.
Which will hopefully show you some of the things that come with the software. And these are going to be key for competing. You're going to need this type of stuff. So I'll play the video.
Thank you. Ooh. I really like that. I didn't know any of that. So I had a similar program. My old PC had an AMD graphics card and processor? Question mark? Possibly. So I've seen something similar, but that looks like it's really sophisticated. It looks really easy to use. It's game specific as well. I liked that.
Yeah, it's really taken a good few leaps in the last couple of years. It's a great bit of software, and the great thing, like the key, there's the two that really stand out to me. Probably are the anti-lag. Like that is just getting your inputs from your keyboard into your mouse onto what you're seeing faster is only a better thing. Like that is almost
That can
be
only
essential.
put you ahead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure. Oh, that's awesome. Oh no, thank you.
And the
So is
last
that
thing was
only that was sorry.
I was gonna say
You
the
first.
last one was probably the boost, like the boost to be able to like turn your games up to the next level, adjust the resolution to outside of the parameters of the game. Like that's gonna be a massive impact as well. So yeah, really
And
cool.
that's all on the software, the AMD software.
Yeah, it's all on the software, and as I said, like if you were to pick up, let's say, a PC with the with a AMD processor and a AMD graphics card right now with specific models, you're going to get access to 3 games. So with the processor, you can get Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and with the GPU, you can also get World of Warcraft Shadowlands, repping it for the Horde, and also Godfall.
Oh, what?
And
well,
Godfall.
technically, I'm a double agent, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Godfall actually looks really good. Actually.
Yeah,
I started off thinking it looked quite boring, but I'm all for medieval combat, and it's swords and boards, so I'm in.
Exactly.
No, that actually sounds really good, because if it's something you're thinking of buying anyway, you may as well get the ones that come with the free things that you can play on the thing that you have bought. Does that offer have an expiry? Is that just on in general, or?
Yeah, so the it expires on the 3rd of October, which is a key date. It's a key date. We'll come back to that. And then once you, let's say if you did get those offers and you got those games, you can then redeem them until the 7th of November. That's when the cutoff period is.
That's a generous amount of time, I would say. Yeah. Except for anyone who might be buying for Christmas, you might want to just redeem them and then keep the email.
Preload them on the PC maybe. Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you're buying PCs for kids for Christmas, install some heckin' games on them before you give them for Christmas. Same with consoles, to be honest.
You don't want to ruin Christmas Day.
You, the parents, it is you who will ruin Christmas Day. God, I used to work at Game, and I'd hear that all the time. Why didn't you tell me?
It's so true.
No, that sounds great. Yeah, no, that does sound awesome. Thank you for telling us about that. There you go. So right, I'm really curious now because I'm racking my brain to think like, what game comes out on October the 3rd? Why was October the 3rd specifically?
Key date. Well, so first, that's when you can get your games still, as we said. But this is why we're talking about esports, people. Like, Dino PC is actually holding their very first esports tournament called the Valorant Trophy.
Cool. Yes,
it's cool. What,
so Valorant?
Yeah, Valorant. That is a high skill cap game. Like, oof.
I've seen a little bit of Valorant played, so it's like a MOBA, right?
Yeah, so it's a little bit like it's like if you take CSGO and you merge it with something like a MOBA, it's almost like that because you need the super reaction speeds of like a FPS, but then there's also strategy to it of almost where you sort of sneak into the enemy's base, you put something called a spike down, and then the spike's got to be defended. So it's a really, really cool game, but it's incredibly challenging. If you're not good at FPS, you're going to be like, oh my God.
There goes my entry.
No, do it. Like, this is a good thing with this tournament that Dino's running is anyone can enter. Like, you can either get a team of 5 people. So if you had 5 of your friends, 3 or 4 of your friends, got them together, put a team together, you can enter.
That requires having 4 friends.
Oh, that's the hardest thing, right?
There goes my...
Sorry,
go on.
Or you can enter as a one-man band, like a mercenary. So, for example, let's say
if I would just like...
Yeah, put you into the teams that you'd make, and then you'd go in. And the great thing is with this tournament is if you win the tournament, right, you're going to get, like, between your team, £5,000 of Dino PC vouchers. So you can literally, you're all going to get £1,000 gaming machine. So you can literally go on and go, yep, cool, I'll have that one. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Sorry,
Really,
my
really
door
nice.
went. I was like,
Oh, it's right.
that sounds awesome. Right, so it's a team of 5 and you get 5 grand.
Hmm.
You can get a kick-ass PC for
Yeah,
a
you could.
thousand pounds.
You could.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
So,
we've got the link in the description, so you can like
ooh,
click that, and then you can join and sign up, and yeah, take part. Like it'd be great to have people there. Like I'm tempted to enter. Maybe I'll ask a couple of people. We play it every now and again, but
are
yeah,
you? What would you call yourself? Pretty decent at Valorant?
scrub. I'm an absolute
Oh, right,
scrub.
okay. I mean, you have as much chance as all the other scrubs. You never know. You might get
That's
second. You might
true.
get a clutch. You never know.
Might be top scrub. You never know. Yeah.
So there you go. You guys in YouTube can see we have linked the Assassin's Creed Valhalla promo from buying the processors from AMD. We've also got the Dino PC Valorant trophy open qualifiers there. You just follow that link there. I think it's going to pop up on Facebook and Twitch in just a moment. Hi, Tim Bob over on Facebook. Hope you're having a good day today. It is Thursday. It's warm, isn't it?
Mm.
um,
As I say, just on
Liam,
the tournament as well. So open qualifiers start this Saturday.
as in the day after tomorrow.
Yes, the 19th.
Get on it, guys.
And then there's another round of open qualifiers on the 26th of September, so the week after.
Okay.
And then the finals is on
October the 3rd.
Yes!
Oh, I am good to me. I am good. I see. So, right. That is exciting. So, literally anyone could win. That's cool. I hope you do go for it. I hope you do win. That would be great. So once again, you guys can enter by following that link. It's over on YouTube at the moment. If you're watching this in VOD form, you can enable the live chat and you can still see the link that way. It'll be in the description, like Liam said, as well. And once again, the prize for your team is £5,000, which is a lot of heckin' money. You could do a lot with that, especially when you're buying PCs for everyone. And get your entries in by Saturday, was that?
Yeah, so open qualifiers are on Saturday, so click the link, sign up. But you do have a second chance, so you can do it the following week if you're not available, let's say this Saturday. Yeah, it should be
very
good.
generous.
Good luck to everyone that enters, and also the finals will be broadcasted. So you're going to be able to watch the finals, which is going to be very good because if you get some, I don't know, you might get some professional gamers in there. You never know. It could be great.
You might get scouted. Yeah, is that going to be here on YouTube or?
It will. Dino will put the details out of where it's going to be, but yeah, it'll be probably on YouTube or Twitch. I'd say, yeah.
Watch this space. Hi,
space
Duke.
indeed.
Duke says scrub.
I
think
am.
he likes you.
Yeah, I am an absolute scrub, no doubt about it. All the gear, but no idea. That's what I say.
I'm admiring your Star Wars pictures in the back.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
So as always, guys, this is a live format. So if anyone has any questions or anything, I assume you would have posted them by now, but now is your final chance because we are wrapping up. Is there any last points? Esports, heckin' tournaments, AMD that you want to chat about, Liam, just while we're here?
I would just say take esports seriously. It is honestly a big deal. And there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things I'd recommend watching. One is that TED talk from that doctor on esports. The second thing is that Netflix documentary right now called High Score. And if you're a World of Warcraft fan, which is esports element too, you need to watch something called the Race to World First. That is teams competing to do something first. That is just insane.
See, that is a really unique kind of take on esports, the whole world first rating thing, because it's all completely PvE. And oh my goodness, the lengths some of these guys go to, like having multiple characters, staying up 24 hours, like having like sleep schedules, like that. That is going to be interesting. I'll need to watch that. I followed like Method in that for a while when they were huge.
Oh, they're great to watch.
Yeah. Oh no, that's cool. I think we're good. I think everyone's just chilling today. So everyone, whether you were on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, thank you for joining us. I hope you continue to have lovely days. Liam, especially loveliest of lovely. Thank you for joining us.
No worries. Thank you very much.
And we'll see you later.